Hey everyone, welcome to another vlog. This vlog is going to be a week in my life, or maybe even more than a week. I don't know how it's going to turn out because I have a very extremely busy week ahead of me in terms of school and work obligations and other things outside of that. So this is probably going to be just a bit of a conglomerate of me just popping in here and there when I'm reading or writing or doing work that might interest you guys. So yeah, for starters, I just got home from work, made a nice cup of coffee. And I'm going to spend the next hour or two doing some curriculum planning for next year for our humane letters, our history and literature in the upper school at the classical school that I teach at. Just narrowing down kind of the formatting of our courses, which great books we're going to be looking at, etc., etc. It's all very complicated, and I'm not going to share too much about it, just for privacy reasons, I guess, just to sort of keep that part of my professional life quiet. But nonetheless, that is what I am going to get to work on right now. Hey everybody, so it's Friday and tonight is my first meeting of the arts group that I'm joining. I've been meaning to go to one of their meetings for a while now, but last time it didn't work. It didn't work for me to go to the last meeting, but I'm planning on going tonight. So I think what I'm going to do this afternoon is spend some time getting together a bit of a writer's bio for myself, maybe finding a piece of some kind that I want to share with the group, although I don't think there's going to be a ton of time to share pieces this evening. I think the main focus is going to be people recounting their experiences getting involved with different arts things, festivals, events in the city this past month. So yeah, I'm a little bit nervous to see what the vibe is going to be like since I am just joining this already established group, but we'll see how it goes. I'm also very excited. And then for the rest of the weekend, tomorrow we have a wedding, so that's going to take up most of the day. But hopefully I'll be able to get in some reading and some writing. And then next week, I just have 2 days of teaching before I go away on a trip with my students. So I'm hoping that this video, whatever it ends up being, is up by next Monday or Tuesday or so. Otherwise, it's going to be a while before I post anything. So anyways, hopefully I can take you along with me this afternoon and let you guys know how my first experience at this writers group went. I don't know why I'm so nervous, but I am. I'm here. I'm about to go into the writers group or the artist group. I don't know, just because I think everyone knows each other and has been doing this for a while, and I'm just the new person, and yeah, that can be really nerve-wracking and uncomfortable, but let's see how this goes. I am absolutely loving The Fairy Queen so far. It is beautiful. The first book is about the Red Cross Knight and his lady Una and the enchanter and those who work against them. It's really interesting because the text, the orthography, is still as it would have been in 1596 when this is published. So the U's are actually V's in modern orthography. So that says sevenfold, but it's got a U in it, for example. And the same with, the U's are also V's, like here. This is supposed to be up. And then also the I's are J's, I believe. Yeah. The other way around. So the J's are I's. So this is supposed to be joy. So it's interesting to read through because it takes a little bit more thought than it usually would. But I'm actually really enjoying that kind of process of interpreting that. So these are some of the writings in translation of Anna Maria van Schurman, a brilliant, brilliant Dutch woman from the Golden Age, from the 1600s, and I'm hoping to study her in some capacity for my master's degree in history. So I'm going to take a look at her writings and start to get to know her. Hey guys, I just wanted to check in and let you know how my artist group meeting went the other night. It turns out I did not need to be nervous at all because everyone was so welcoming. It was so gezellig, as we say in Dutch, just cozy, sitting in a circle in the living room and just sharing our recent experiences in the local art scene and various projects that people have been working on. And yeah, it was a very diverse group. There were textile artists, there were people into oil painting, there were songwriters, there were graphic designers, so it was a very mixed group. But that was actually really cool because I was able to learn a lot from them, and people were really interested in what I do in my writing and stuff. So yeah, I highly enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to being part of that group and attending those meetings more regularly to share my work and to just talk about the creative life. That was, I think, the coolest part of it, was that there was never a moment where somebody wasn't speaking or sharing something, and it was such intelligent conversation. I just felt like these people really speak my language. They understand what it is to live a creative life and have creative ambitions, and to kind of have creation in whatever art form at the center of their lives. So yeah, it was just really cool to be with like-minded people and to have such great discussions. So that was fantastic. And then yesterday We had a lovely time attending my cousin's wedding ceremony and reception, and in between ceremony and reception, I was able to do a bunch more reading on Anna Maria van Schurman, so that was good. I'm just enjoying kind of casually tapping into her world and learning the history of her life and reading her works without any real pressure yet at this point. Hopefully by the end of the summer, I'll know enough about her and about the milieu in which she lived and about her impact and legacy to sort of have an idea of where I want to go with my thesis and to form an outline and then select a supervisor accordingly. But yeah, I'm not totally sure what that's going to look like yet because there has been a lot of academic interest in her already, and there's a good amount of articles and things, people sort of investigating her and her work and her impact. But I do think that I could offer a new perspective on that in the sense that I actually relate to her kind of spiritual convictions and how her intellectual life was tied to her devotional life, to her spiritual life, to her religious convictions, to her faith. And I feel like a lot of scholars who look at her are more interested in, the fact that she learned so many ancient languages and was a great writer and was corresponding with different male intellectual figures at the time. And that is really, really cool, but they don't really understand how foundational her faith was necessarily, or if they do, it's not something that they can really relate to and see the beauty and significance of. I think in the same way that somebody who shares that faith, the Reformed faith specifically. So thinking about that and then sort of applying her life and legacy as a classically educated Christian woman to sort of the work that I do in the classical education movement here in Canada, which is a movement that's on the rise in the States and in Canada, a growing classical movement, but especially a growing Christian classical movement. I just think there's a lot there that really matters to me. And so when I write my thesis, I want it to be something that I'm really passionate about and that can also have practical use for the work that I do as a teacher at a classical school in raising young women up and educating them, for example, and raising them up to have rich intellectual lives, to have great aspirations, but also to have faith and to be motivated by that as well. So yeah, sorry, that's a bit of a ramble, but those are just some thoughts that I'm having about Anna Maria and about how to tie her legacy to the classical movement. I'm just developing my sort of perspective on her and her significance and looking forward to doing that more this summer. One other thing I wanted to say, I'm looking ahead at the week ahead and I don't think I'll be able to film anything or even prepare to film anything in this coming week. Tomorrow I'm teaching all morning and I have meetings all afternoon. Same with Tuesday, and then Tuesday night I'm having a birthday celebration because my birthday is on Wednesday, but from Wednesday to Friday I will be on a trip with my grade 8 class for their year-end grad trip. And then Saturday we have 2 engagement parties to attend. This coming week will be full of social busyness activities, being everywhere but home essentially. I'm not even sure if this video will be up before then or if I'll have to wait till all that is over to post this video. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about sort of how I'm feeling about YouTube. I feel like lately I have not been very inspired to create content. I haven't had any really great video ideas. I haven't had time to sit down and really discuss books at length. I feel like I've just kind of slapping stuff together a little bit and some more kind of casual vlogs and sit down chats. So yeah, I'm feeling just a little bit burnt out with it and with just everything else. And so I'm not sure what the next few months are going to look like for me on YouTube. Yeah, because I want to make content that is intellectually rich, that is helping people cultivate their literary lives, and I feel like I haven't been doing that so much recently because I just haven't been able to really apply myself to it. But at the same time, it's tricky to just all of a sudden take a break from YouTube. It feels like you need to be consistently posting, otherwise you lose traction and the algorithm turns on you and people lose interest. And so there's always that pressure to put something out there, even if it's not necessarily your best work or what you originally intended your channel to be. So those are just some things that I'm struggling with. And so I'd like to ask you guys if you would tell me, even in the comments of this video, what kinds of content you enjoy seeing the most from me, whether you like sort of lifestyle vlogs, whether you like sit-down chats where I talk about specific books, whether you like video essays, whether you like book hauls or book lists. like specially curated book lists according to theme or season or whatever that might be. Yeah, just let me know what kind of content you would like to see, because that would be helpful in terms of planning what I'm going to keep doing here on YouTube. Yeah, giving me some inspiration and hopefully sparking some good ideas. So I would really, really appreciate it if you guys could do that in the comments below. That would be very helpful. I just got back from my walk and I found a package waiting for me on my doorstep from my dear friend Liz, and it feels like a book. So I'm about to rip this guy open. Oh my. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh my goodness, Liz, you are a special person. Beautifully wrapped. Wow. Oh, this is Tending the Heart of Virtue, How Classic Stories Awaken a Child's Moral Imagination. Oh, and such a pretty bookmark with a C.S. Lewis quote. Someday you will be old enough to start reading fairy tales again. Liz, you are such a darling. This is absolutely beautiful. Tending the Heart of Virtue by Vegan Garoyan. And this bookmark says, someday you will be old enough to start reading fairy tales again. Oh, that is so perfect. Wow, this book was on my birthday book list. So excited for this. Wow. I must see the table of contents here. Pinocchio! Yes, I just read that one, so that is perfect.